this game against Baylor?
As a team, we started to have a little bit more. We've obviously had some more success. We're starting to know who we are, and I think just all credit and respect to Baylor. Obviously, they're the reigning Big 12 champs, good football team. But we're getting a lot better. So I'm confident going into this.
What makes you, other than just the raw stats, and obviously Iowa State's offense is different from the one you're going to face this weekend, but when you look at things the last couple of weeks, what gives you the sense that this defense has, making strides?
We're making our layups, and that's the main thing, man. Just earlier in the year, we were missing like the big plays that other teams would get, were just because we weren't making our easy plays. So now that we've started to make our layups, starting to force teams to be more one-dimensional in a sense and find different ways to beat us. Now that we're doing that, man, it opens up a lot more people to make plays. J.K. just got a sack. You know what I mean? And that's one of my guys, man. I love how hard he works. I love the success for him. So with that being stated, again, it's just when we all do our job, we're all right, when we're all good, man, we're tough out.
How big of a relief was that to get that sack after this defensive front? It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a minute, but at the same time, man, we just as a group, as a unit, man, we know that we're a tight-knit group, you know what I mean? Because of how close we are, we know what we can hold each other accountable. We know what we need to say to each other. We know how to get each other motivated. So was it frustrating not having a sack for like 4 games? Absolutely. Okay. However, the main thing about that was, man, it was just we knew what we needed to do. We knew how we should get better, knew how to attack it. So when it happened, was it a big relief? I mean, yeah, in some sense, but more or less it was just, par for the course. It was a tribute to all the work that we've put in, and JK came free, and we got a sack. So again, couldn't be happy for the guy.
What about you? How do you feel like you're playing right now? And you feel like you're, turning in a positive direction?
Absolutely. I think I've made, especially through the bye week, I think I made a lot of strides. Just with technique, just with physicality, just stuff like that, and stuff that may not show up on the stat sheet. That's fine, okay. But you just take the individual player and just look at the impact he has. I think that's more important than all the big sacks, the big stats, quote unquote. Like take a guy like Ethan Downs, you know what I mean? And Ethan, again, great kid, great guy, and you see it in his play. He's a real physical dude. Take Jonah Laulu, other physical guy. Jalen Redmond, Isaiah Coe. You got all these big physical guys who do a lot of things that, again, probably won't show up on the stat sheet, but it does show up when the guys do make the plays because of the guys up front. So again, you take a guy like me who does a lot of things right, a lot of things correct, and who may not necessarily have the stats that he wants per se right now, but I know I'm doing my job to help my team. And that's again, after everything we've been through, I think that's the most I can ask for right now, and I'm okay with that.
Is it tough though when those plays don't come your way, especially when they were coming your way in bunches
Yeah,
early?
absolutely. I'm not going to take anything away from that. There was definitely some frustration early on, but I think a part of maturity and growth is that, if you do what you're supposed to do, the players are going to come. Okay, so, the one time I may not do my job, and it looks up and that play would have came to me, it's what are you doing it for, all right? So you always have to do your job. You always have to be prepared to make a play. And I think that's what I've done.
Now, Reggie, how big was this past Saturday for you guys just in terms of an overall sense of confidence?
It was big, man. Again, we had 2 weeks to prepare for them. Again, they had a bye week too, so they had 2 weeks to prepare for us. But the main thing was just sticking to our rules, playing our rules, and we had just certain keys, certain stuff that we knew they did, certain stuff that we knew they liked, certain stuff we knew they weren't good at. So when it came down to it, man, it was just confidence going into Jack Trice Stadium and playing the game. We knew that we were going to have to play the game that we needed to play. We knew we were going to have to be not perfect, but we knew we were going to have to play hard. We knew we were going to have to play well, and I think we knew it was going to come down to the last few possessions, and it did. And I'm just glad we pulled it out, man. I couldn't be more happier for us as a team and us as a defense.
Reggie, what do you remember about the way that this came into last year?
Man, we made a lot of mistakes. Just talking about Baylor, man, we did. We didn't attack the bye week the right way. So we had that late bye week last year, going through it, and then again, in my personal opinion, obviously you could tell, we didn't attack it the right way. And then we go out there and we had guys playing like they were still half asleep, and we lost. Just that's what happened. We lost the game. So I think going into it this week, it's more of you have to attack every single day like these may be your last few plays you can get, okay? Because it just might be. You never know. The game can humble you in that way. So with all that being said, with that being concerned, man, it's just this year what we have to do in order to come out on top is, again, stick to our rules. We have to keep a competitive stamina. We have to be poised, and we have to be prepared for a four-quarter or more game.
What about those last couple of plays? Do you remember, the fans coming on the field, having to bring 11 guys back out there?
Yeah, that was, again, the fans rushing the field was, you had a lot of guys get a lot of stuff said to them and stuff being thrown at us and stuff like that. So that part was obviously disheartening. And then we're on the locker room, we're just ready for it to be over. And they say they have like a few seconds left, so we still have to get 11 guys back out there. That part was also frustrating because we all knew the end result, but we were already in the locker room, so having to go back out there,
Were you one of the guys that came back out?
No, not at all. At that point, I was just. But yeah, man, it was a lot of frustration going on with that.
What's that experience like to talk about? To see what happened with Michigan State, Michigan over the weekend, and those interactions with fans, and they can be a little bit more loose even than other players.
Yeah, I think what gets lost in translation is that you take even the least productive guy you got on the field, and they're still a D1 athlete, okay, as opposed to just a normal fan. So I think people should just watch how they act, watch what they say to other people, and that's just in general. But especially to you have this game's played with a lot of emotion, okay, and sometimes, not saying that's right, but sometimes that emotion does pour out in other non-productive ways. So I think that the main thing is just having class. Having class when you win, having class when you lose is the biggest thing that I have, especially with the whole Michigan State situation, man. It's a black mark on the sport of football because it's like, we already have a bad rap just as football players, so you got to keep it between the lines. And once the game is over, everything that I might have said or might have done during the game, man, that's dead because that was between 14 and whatever the other jersey number is. All right, now it's just Reggie. Okay, so Reggie as a person has nothing against you, okay, but 14 might, which is, again, this is a different mindset you have to have. You have to be a little crazy to play football. You do, right? So, but again, once the final whistle's blown, win, loss, or draw, man, it's just, hey, good game, congratulations, or, best of luck the rest of the season, and, walk off, and that's it. You did it.
Tough to keep composure though, like fans are getting up in your face.
Absolutely. It's not a fun experience, okay? And we've had a lot of experience with it. It's not a fun thing, okay? Especially when you have some nobody coming up in your face saying all this stuff about you, man, and you're like, for one, you don't even know me. Two, it's like, man, well, why are you here? Okay, why are you in my face? Because if we are to lash out, if we act out, then it looks bad on us. But if they act out and we don't do anything, well, now we feel like punks. Okay, so it's a frustrating experience to go through for sure, absolutely. But it's one that people shouldn't ever have to go through, because again, after the game is done, you know what I mean. I'm going to be Reggie. I'm always going to be Reggie, and you're going to be whoever you are. Okay, and we had nothing in common at that point. Okay, so I'll treat you with the respect that I treat everybody until I'm disrespected. Right, that's how I was raised. Okay, so I'm going to be Reggie. You're going to be you, and then we'll go walk off the field, and it'll be dead right there. So.
Haven't talked about it all that stuff that you were just talking about considered, last year's game. First time you guys have played a team that you lost to last year. Just the chance to get them back after last year's game, the way it ended, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, again, we're talking about how we're team 128, and you got a lot. You don't have that many guys from team 127 on team 128. Just keeping it real. You have a lot of transfers, a lot of freshmen, a lot of new guys who are playing a lot of ball. So with the guys who were on team 127, man, it's an opportunity, absolutely. But there's nothing that we can do to change the outcome of that game, okay? It's a completely new people, completely new team, all that fun stuff, right? So as Team 128, the thing we can do is play to the best of our ability. So it's not necessarily a revenge game, so to speak. It's another chance to go out there and prove who we are, prove who we can be.
When you talk to those, when you talk to those new guys about the Baylor game last year, what do you talk about? Physicality, like what's kind of relayed to the?
Absolutely. Again, to us, it was no surprise that they won the Big 12 last year, just because of how hard to play, how well coached they are, especially on offense. You could tell that their offensive coordinator was an offensive line coach, with how well the offensive line is coached, and the things they do technique-wise, stuff like that. So, you got to go into it, being prepared for a four-quarter or more ball game. All right, that's the main thing. They're going to be a tough team. You got to stay even keeled. If they have highs, we got to match that. We got to have highs. If they have lows, we have to stay even keeled. We have to keep having highs. So we have to one, have success, and two, thrive during success.
Thanks, man.